Today I'm doing a comparison between the 1080p footage on the M6 Mark II and the Canon M50. And I'm doing this test in a similar way that I've done a few tests over the years, and that's I'm doing it as a blind test. So I'm just gonna have A and B on the screen. I'm not gonna tell you which is which until we get to the end. And as we go through the video, I'm going to bring up a number of different samples and examples of footage out of both cameras in the exact same settings using the 1080p. Now, I've heard that the M6 Mark II has some of the sharpest and best 1080p footage of any camera on the market, including rivaling the likes of the EOS R, which is a very popular camera for YouTube and family videos, specifically using 1080p. And because the M6 Mark II has 4K, I've never really used the 1080p on it. But I did have somebody request, because a lot of people use 1080p strictly for a couple reasons. One is because it's all you really need for most YouTube videos. Two is because it's easier to process on your computer. Three is because it takes up less storage space. So there's a whole bunch of different reasons that people actually choose to use 1080p even when they have access to 4K. So if you only needed 1080p from your camera and you were choosing between the M6 Mark II and the Canon M50, then this will give you an idea of what you can expect from the footage from the two different cameras. All right, stop. Before you skip ahead to try to figure out what camera A and what camera B is, let us know in the comments down below if you could tell the difference between camera A and camera B. And in addition to that, let us know what sort of device you were watching on, because I think this will be a good thing for sort of everybody to know who's considering buying these two cameras. Now, one of the other big differences between these two cameras is supposed to be the low light performance. So the next series of shots are some low light shots varying between 1000 ISO and 6400 ISO. So have a look at the A and B in this comparison and let me know if you can see any further image degradation or some grain. There should be a difference between these two shots because the Canon M6 Mark II has had some significant upgrades as far as low light performance, and it actually has some settings in it which allow you to tune the high ISO noise performance. So it's actually got some digital image processing in the camera. But does that really make a difference? Have a look at A and B and you tell me. So if you only need 1080p and you're trying to decide between these two cameras, is it worth double the price to go with the M6 Mark II? Now, in my looking at the two images side by side, uncompressed by YouTube on my computer with a MacBook with a Retina display, I can see a difference, but it's not earth-shattering. So if the difference between buying a camera and not buying a camera meant you were going to be waiting for many more months to buy the M6 Mark II, or if buying the Canon M50 instead means that you've got extra budget for audio equipment and lenses and such, I don't think it's that big a deal. If money is no object, I would say go for the M6 Mark II. It does create a cleaner image, and then you also have the option to 4K, and it does have a range of other features in that camera. But if you're really gonna shoot in 1080p for family movies, for videos for YouTube, I think the Canon M50, even though it's a few years old now, is really a good camera. All right, now what you really want to know, what was camera A and what was camera B? Camera A was the Canon M6 Mark II, and camera B was the Canon M50. And if you want more information on these two cameras and the FM lens system, be sure to stay tuned to the channel because I'm currently doing a series of 100 videos on these cameras and their lenses, so there'll be a bunch more stuff like this coming out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.